Hey guys, welcome back to an exciting episode. It's a new thing. Tubi Tuesday. It's what we're doing now on Tuesdays. What is Tubi Tuesday? Well, we just look at a movie that's on Tubi and then talk about it. But I want your suggestions, so put them down in the comments after you watch this video. It only counts if you've watched the video, and can't really verify that, but it's the honor system. So today, I checked out a movie so good, it wasn't even put on IMDb. And that is American Scarecrow. This is directed by one Steven Lustgarten. What a hell of a name, Lustgarten. No wonder he's all about scarecrows. He's lusting the gardens. So the movie wastes no time. It starts right in the action with a guy driving down the streets, barreling through the rural countryside, stopping, asking a cow for directions, continuing on his way to this abandoned farmstead. And this scene is the first hint we get at some of the production, shall we say, issues of the movie, where basically the cameraman is a character in this movie because he breathes and it whistles in just about every scene. So this guy gets out, starts looking around this property, and then out of the shadows, something happens. You can't see it because it's literally in the shadows, I guess. So he starts running around like a madman. He comes outside and his car is stolen, which we learn is a federal crime. That's a felony in case you didn't know! And then tragedy strikes and he falls into the vine pit. And his demise is ultimately met at that of a brick that falls on his body.
I'll be good.
Touching words for a touching movie. Hell of an opening. Now I know what you're thinking. First kill and no Scarecrow? Well, don't worry. We will get to the Scarecrow. Movie pays off. I will say that about it. It does pay off. So then we get introduced to our main characters. I don't know their names. There's like 5 or 6 of them, but they're introduced at a toilet store shopping for bidets because they're home developers and they need to buy shitters for their new homes. So they're looking at these futuristic shitters. And I don't know if this was like product placement, because this is like, you get more detail about these shitters than you do pretty much anything else in this movie.
That would be the Neora 600 for sure.
Well, how many do we need?
If we put one in each bathroom, we'd need 8.
If we put one in each bathroom, we would need 8. Well, where the hell else are you gonna put them? Right? Does it even count as a bathroom if it doesn't have a toilet?
It'd be $18,506 for 8 of those toilets.
Okay, I think we can make that work.
So the price for 8 shitters she quotes them at is $18,506. That comes to $2,313.25 for each toilet. That seems crazy to me. Maybe I just don't know how much toilets cost. It could be me. It could be my own personal baggage I'm bringing to this problem, but that just seems ridiculous. I mean, I guess maybe if you're building mansions, but then she says we need them for 8 bathrooms. Maybe the house, it's one house they're building with 8 bathrooms, and that would make sense for a mansion to put a $22,300 shitter in your house. I don't know.
But we do have one small problem. It appears you already have a little over $7,000 on your balance. Can you take care of that today?
I sent out that check last week.
Yeah, and I'm afraid it came back as insufficient funds.
And this is the first conflict for our main characters. We find out that the checks they cashed from their client bounced. And so they are on the hook for $27,000 in unpaid bills and $42,000 in unsunken costs. I don't know what that means. In sunken costs. They're not unsunken, they're sunken. So they're resunken. That doesn't seem like that much money, considering they were just about to spend $18,000 on toilets alone. Maybe you're not supposed to get bogged down in these details, though, so I'm going to let it go. So then the movie continues on. They try and get an extension on their line of credit. The bank man says no because they already owe so much money for unpaid shitters.
No, I don't understand how you expect any business to grow if you're going to keep all your money locked in a vault.
Ellie.
I'm sorry, I just don't understand. What an asshole.
But then he offers them a job. Go and fix up this house, and I will give you payment for that. And they said, okay. And that's when the movie really gets started. And the horror begins. Not really, it's like another 45 minutes before any kills happen, but I just wanted to kind of tease you guys. I hope it worked. Then they're off, but they stop along the way at a karaoke diner bar type place. It's called the Rustic Inn Food and Spirits. Hell of a place if you look it up on Yelp. 5 out of 5 reviews. The curly fries, to die for. And then one of the main actresses walks into the bar, diner, karaoke place, and sees a mannequin set up as kind of decorative.
Oh, I hate those things.
What things?
Things that act like they're human.
Certainly not the actors in the movie, but I wonder if this is foreshadow. Because Scarecrow is a thing. Subtle is what I would say. That's called very subtle filmmaking. Scene continues on. They finally get to this house they've been looking for. We get a little bit more of the breathing montage we heard earlier. Guy's breathing so hard into the camera. He can't get enough. He needs to blow his nose. Will he? Won't he? We'll never know. It never happens. It would have been the most climactic point in this movie if at one point, while holding the camera, you just heard him blow some sweet snot out of there so the whistling would stop. But alas, that is the reprieve we will never get from this movie. So they settle in for a nice winter's nap or something. They never actually do any renovating. They didn't even look like they brought any tools. They just kind of wander around like assholes and then go to sleep and stuff. But the one lady does find a diary of a young girl who's lived in this house, and that sets her mind ablaze with stuff that she really has no reason to care about, and neither does the viewer. But you know what? You gotta have a movie somehow, and that's one way of doing it, I guess. I don't know. We do finally get to see the American Scarecrow in action. Cut to a random guy wandering around the cornfields with a shotgun. He does pass a sign that says no hunting, so that led me to believe that maybe he's there illegally hunting. But I wasn't sure what he'd be hunting in the cornfield. Maybe like quail or something? I don't even know what a fucking quail is. But he had a shotgun, so I'm thinking maybe he'll shoot some birds. He's not shooting birds. He's looking down at the ground. So what are you shooting in a cornfield? Grasshoppers? Not grasshoppers. Groundhogs? Rats? What else is in a cornfield? I don't know. It doesn't matter anyways, because this is when we get to see the goddamn American Scarecrow. I've been waiting for this moment. I had pictures in my mind of what this guy was going to look like based on that title. And it's kind of accurate. He's just like a hillbilly redneck Scarecrow because he's wearing all camo and then a stupid Scarecrow face. I thought he'd be fatter because it's supposed to be an American Scarecrow, but... And then we get the real first kill from the Scarecrow. My God, is that shit electrifying. This guy's got a shotgun, which we know because we've seen him shoot looking at the ground. This Scarecrow's coming at him with a scythe. You know what he does? He runs away, which I guess is probably the appropriate thing to do. But then when he trips and falls, instead of reaching for the shotgun to blow away this Scarecrow thing, he just kind of doesn't, and then the Scarecrow slaps at him with the scythe, and then there's no blood or impact wound or anything. And the scene ends with us looking at this guy for a while, thinking about, wait, you just killed him, but you didn't actually do anything to him? And then the guy breathes into the camera for a while. So they spend the night at this haunted house, even though it's not really haunted, but you hear movement. The lady gets around in the middle of the night, looks around, sees nothing. Then the next day they get up and the guy gets a splinter in his hand. This is a pivotal moment in the movie. I've got to bring it up in detail because they call it a sliver.
I don't like gloves. Then quit freaking whining about your sliver.
I've never heard that before. Have you heard that? That seemed weird, right? It's always called a splinter. I don't know. Maybe it's a regional thing or something. But I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Like a sliver of wood? Is that what that's supposed to mean? A splinter makes sense because wood splinters and you get it in you. A sliver is like... What the hell does a sliver even mean? I gotta look it up. I was thinking like a snake slivers, but... Just hold on. A long, slender piece of something cut or torn off. A splinter. I have a sliver of wood in my finger. Look, when you're wrong, you're wrong. And this is clearly I was wrong here. I've just never heard this before. It's also a movie with Sharon Stone and Billy Baldwin. Oh yeah, gotta check that out, Billy. Anyways, let's just cut through the middle half of this movie. We end up learning that this young girl lives with her brother or something in this place. And that's when the Scarecrow finally starts showing up around 50 minutes. And that's when the movie gets good because he's just fucking hacking people up. He cuts a dude's hand off. It's badass. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's a little ridiculous, but it was fun. There's a couple other kills. They cut another guy and his intestines fly out. Some other people get killed. It's a decent time, actually, when it gets to the kills of this movie. And then we learn the big mystery around this American Scarecrow. He's some government program or something like that. He was blown up in a war, and he's reconstructed out of metal and microchips.
True. He is made of metal. Look at this. I found this in Mira's journal. The government reconstructed him with metal and microchips.
And now, because he's been reconstructed from war times or something, he sees everyone as a terrorist, and that's why he's killing people. I'm not making this up. That's actually what they say in the movie. And that's when they get the bright idea that they have to kill him like a terrorist would.
He thinks we're terrorists.
That's it.
What?
We attack them like we're the terrorists.
So they make a homemade bomb. They put it in a plastic box thing, and then they go and wrestle around in the barn for a while, and they finally blow up the Scarecrow guy in a scene that I thought was going to be fucking terrible, but it was actually pretty good and kind of surprisingly good. I was really actually shocked by that. And then the movie ends, you know? Tragic story about love and loss or something, I don't fucking know. But the other weird thing about this movie is it's rolling the credits. And it says like directed by whatever, something else. And then it goes on for like 3 or 4 more minutes of like this drone footage, which you would look like you would have the credits roll over top. But they just never bothered to do any more credits. It's like they forgot to do the credits. I thought that was a little weird. So would I recommend this movie? No, probably not. It is rife with production issues. Like I said, the breathing montages throughout this movie. The camera guy cannot hold still. I think because his nose is so stuffed with boogers or something that he's having trouble holding the camera, which is why it's always shaking. And then they only use on-camera audio, it sounds like, so his nose is just right up on that microphone the whole time. And that's what kind of like filming style you get, like this nose struggling style. I don't know what else you want to call it, but that's basically it is a stylistic choice, I guess. And beyond that, the story's incredibly stupid, but I don't know, it's not that bad. I kind of liked it. It's on Tubi. It's free. American Scarecrow. So that's going to do it for this episode of Tubi Tuesday. Let me know what I should check out next week. Leave it in a comment below. And then, yeah, I'll catch you here next time. Goodbye.